If 2, 3, or 4.
The right hand's not been landed. Left hook or a right cross.
Oh! From underneath, Buster Douglas now looking to put it away.
Oh, nice uppercut by Buster Douglas. Look at this. He's knocked down.
James Buster Douglas is a name that belongs not just in the history books of boxing, but in the story of what is possible when a human being refuses to accept the limits the world places on them. On February 11, 1990, a 42-1 underdog knocked out the undefeated, undisputed heavyweight champion of the world in the 10th round.
Oh, nice uppercut by Buster Douglas. Look at this. He's knocked down.
The biggest upset in boxing history and one of the greatest upsets in the entire history of organized sport. But the world only remembers one night. What it forgets is the power that built that night, fight by fight, stoppage by stoppage, long before Tokyo. This is the story of James Buster Douglas, told through the knockouts nobody talks about, and the one that nobody will ever forget. Pack your popcorn. Here we go. Tyson was 37-0 with 33 knockouts.
One and only Iron Mike Tyson!
Ball to the center of the ring by the referee.
Remember the dressing room instruction. Shake hands and good luck, both.
The fight was supposed to be a tune-up, a quick payday for Iron Mike on the road to a mega fight, with Evander Holyfield already signed for that summer. The Mirage in Las Vegas, the only casino willing to take bets, installed Douglas as a 42-1 underdog. Every other casino didn't bother. The fight was considered so one-sided, it wasn't worth the administration. Then came the tragedy. Just 23 days before the fight, Douglas learned that his mother had passed away from a stroke. She had believed in him when nobody else did. The boxing world said grief would make him a softer target. They had never been more wrong.
We're set to go. Bob Sheridan here. You see Mike Tyson. That right hand got through. Seconds of this, the first one. Wow! With the right hand is Buster Douglas. That got through that time by Buster. Look at that here. In the second round in favor of Buster Douglas. See Mike much more left going. Well, gee, there's a right hand that gets through. Wants to drag this into some later rounds, but there was a real good.
From the opening bell, Douglas was a transformed fighter. He used his quick and accurate jab to prevent Tyson from getting inside. When Tyson tried to get inside, Douglas tied him up, moved away, or would immediately hit Tyson with multiple punches as Tyson came within range. By round 5, Tyson's left eye had swollen badly. His corner didn't have an end swell, a standard piece of equipment, so they filled a latex glove with ice and put that on Tyson's eye between rounds. Douglas kept coming.
By his left eye. Wow, with the left hand is Buster Douglas. Matter is, it's Buster that's making it the fight. It's landed by Buster Douglas. And if Buster was out of gas in the early going of this round, oh, that's a nice uppercut that time that drops Buster Douglas. 7 and 8. And here it is at 9. Is he going to get up? Yes, he does.
With 6 seconds left in the 8th round, Tyson dropped Douglas with a right uppercut. Douglas got up at the count of 9, and that was the end of the round. He rose, he pounded his fist on the canvas in fury, and he came out for round 9.
He comes with the uppercut. Somehow or other, Buster's throwing shots back. Look at this. 9, and I expected Mike. Look at this. Look at Bono. We got him again. Buster fights back strongly, landing some big shots. I haven't seen Mike in this kind of trouble before. Look at Mike actually grasping the hang, was breaking them. Mike misses the uppercut. Buster's landing these. Oh, nice uppercut by Buster Douglas. Look at this. He's knocked down for the first time in his career.
In the 10th round, Douglas hurt Tyson with a right uppercut, then followed up with a combination, finishing with a left that put Tyson down for the first time in his career. As Tyson crashed to the canvas, his mouthpiece flew from his mouth. Tyson rolled to his side and onto his knees, grabbed his mouthpiece, and shoved it in backwards as he tried to climb to his feet. As he rose at the count of 9, he fell limply into the arms of the referee.
Buster Douglas is the new heavyweight champion of the world.
By the summer of 1988, Douglas had just suffered a heartbreaking loss to Tony Tucker in his first IBF title shot, ahead on the scorecards going into round 10, then stopped when he ran out of gas. The boxing world had written its verdict. Talented but soft, a man who showed up but never finished.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Williams.
I want a clean contest and good luck to both of you. Let's shake hands. Shake hands.
Mike Williams was unbeaten, a heavyweight contender the boxing world had positioned as a serious test for Douglas, a man with power, hunger, and a perfect record going in.
All right, nice and clean.
He's starting to use his jab. He's starting to box a little bit more. He's not as it's so widespread. Good right hand by Douglas. Now Douglas is just gonna.
You can talk about styles all day and all night, but in the end, it's what you do when you're hit. I play you. Another jab.
Douglas didn't just win, he dominated. Round by round, he imposed his jab, controlled the distance, and broke Williams down systematically. And in round 7, he closed the show.
Another left hand.
The right hand's not been landed.
Left hook or a right cross, and that looks like the end. It is the end. I got it.
Douglas won by 7th round TKO. The unbeaten record of Williams, gone. The doubts about Douglas, answered. But the boxing world still wasn't watching. It was a statement, but the next statement would be louder. Because 2 years later, Douglas walked into Tokyo, and nothing was ever the same again. The world called it a miracle. Buster Douglas called it Tuesday. And 6 years later, after a diabetic coma, a few pounds of weight gain, and an entire sport that had written him off again, the man from Columbus came back. After losing the title to Evander Holyfield in his first defense, Douglas retired. Then came the weight gain. Then came the diabetes. Then came the coma. Following a 6-year hiatus, Douglas climbed back into the ring, sweating down to within 1.5 pounds of his weight against Tyson. His comeback opponent was Tony La Rosa, a journeyman who had been stopped in 2 rounds by Brian Nielsen in his last fight.
Same kind of talk.
Comes in tonight's fight 2 pounds lighter than his last fight against Evander Holyfield. He's shape. He's one of the best heavyweights out there. I think quickly end the suffering for La Rosa. La Rosa sticks his tongue out.
Well, Tony La Rosa just irritating Douglas.
Yeah.
Douglas spent much of the first 2 rounds spearing and snapping back the head of La Rosa with hard jabs and quick left-rights while keeping him at a distance. Midway through the first, Douglas connected with a good right hand that led La Rosa to take a step back and stick his tongue out at the former champion. Douglas responded with a jab that knocked out La Rosa's mouthpiece, and moments later connected with another right hand that buckled La Rosa's knees.
To go for that, but La Rosa doesn't have the jab that...
From underneath, Buster Douglas now looking to put it away. Looks into his corner, shakes his head.
That should be looked at.
Bloody mess, the face of Tony La Rosa.
Come on, says Tony.
They have stopped the fight. The doctor goes into the corner of Tony La Rosa.
In the 3rd round, Douglas forced La Rosa to the ropes and landed a 6-punch barrage, highlighted by a massive uppercut that dropped La Rosa to all fours at 236 for a count of 6 and opened a deep cut on the bridge of his nose and another under his right eye. La Rosa managed to last the round, but between rounds the fight was stopped on the suggestion of the ringside physician. Sugar Ray Leonard, watching ringside, delivered his verdict. I thought he displayed that he has talent. He still maintains the left jab. It looked like a piston. Those are the things I wanted to see in Buster Douglas, and he proved that he still has those talents and abilities. The train, as Douglas himself put it, was back on the tracks, and it had 2 more stops to make when Lou Savarese stopped him in the 1st round in June 1998. The boxing world wrote him off one final time. He was 38 years old. He had nothing left to prove. He got back up anyway.
Shake hands. Good fight.
Six months after the Savarese loss, Douglas stepped into the Bank of America Center in Boise, Idaho, and answered every question with 1 round. Douglas scored a 1st-round knockout over Warren Williams. Not a close decision, not a survival. A 1st-round knockout by a 38-year-old man who had been in a diabetic coma, ballooned to 400 pounds, lost his title, been stopped by Savarese, and still had enough left to finish a professional heavyweight in under 3 minutes. 1 fight remained, and it would be the last time Buster Douglas ever stepped between the ropes. Douglas's last fight came February 19, 1999, nearly 9 years to the day after he defeated Mike Tyson, when he beat Andre Crowder by TKO in the 1st round. Douglas ended his career on a high note, scoring a pair of one-round knockouts over Warren Williams and Andre Crowder before retiring for good in February 1999. The man who had shocked the world in Tokyo 9 years earlier walked away on his own terms, not stopped, not outpointed, not quitting, walking away after a first-round TKO, the same way he had always fought when he was truly ready.
We'll take another look at it. And this finish...
Still throwing punches, another big left hand, throwing the punches as he goes down, and Mike, for all practical purposes...
5 knockouts, 5 stoppages, an unbeaten contender in Atlantic City, the most feared man on the planet in Tokyo, a comeback from a diabetic coma in Boise, and a final farewell on his own terms. If you enjoyed this video, smash the like button and subscribe. We'll see you in the ring next time.